Good morning, everyone. My name is Darian White, and I hope you guys are doing well this morning, wherever you are in the country. So, for my YouTube channel, I'm gonna start, posting mechanic videos as much as I can. I do work and I do go to school, so me uploading videos on different things may be a little difficult because of my scheduling, but I'm not gonna just upload videos on gaming and things like that, but also things that can help you out in the real world if you want to save money. So today we're going to be working on a 2020 Nissan Versa. It's going to be changing the rotors and brakes. If this is your first time and you have this vehicle or something similar to it, great. I hope this video helps you, and let's get started. What you want to do is make sure that your vehicle is on a level surface as much as possible, because you don't want the vehicle to teeter-tot or roll backwards while you're trying to jack it up. But use a jack. I try to use a jack that's over the weight of the car in a sense. So this is a 2-ton car, this is a 3-ton jack. You can go above if you want to, that's fine. Also, make sure you have a jack stand, and if you can see in the back, have a chop block to make sure that the vehicle doesn't roll backwards. And in case you drive a standard, which I do, make sure you pull your emergency brake up and put it in gear just for safety reasons. Next, you're going to remove the wheel off of the vehicle. Right now I only have 4 lug nuts, so we're going to remove those. Alright, once you've gotten both wheels off, you're going to take these bolts off here. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. My size bolts are 14. Okay, just so you're aware, there are different sizes. You got metric and standard, so the metric is working for this one. Alright, once you get the caliper off, set aside the bolts, or you can grab a magnetic tray to keep all your hardware so you don't lose it. And you don't want this hanging, because you don't want to cause damage to the brake line. So you want to hang it somewhere near, and I have like a hang hook, so I can just cup it in there and put it right on the suspension. Alright, once you got that hook, you can start removing the brake pads here. I know mine are still good. This is just for educational purposes. In case your brake pads are low, then you know what to do on this specific vehicle. Every vehicle is not the same. Once you remove your brake pads and the additional hardware, you're going to remove these 2 bolts here. Sorry that you can't see that. But you're going to remove these 2 bolts to remove this. Okay? I didn't bring a socket for that, but this is a 17 mil bolt. Okay, you don't have to get this exact wrench. I just got a ratchet wrench because it makes it a little bit easier, or you can actually get it with a socket. But I didn't bring my sockets, so it's okay. Educational purpose only. Make sure you do your research. Know what sizes you need, so you don't have to keep going back and forth to the store. All right, once you pull this bracket off, you're going to be able to remove your rotor from the vehicle. Now, this is just additional information. You see how dirty this hub is? Now, you want to clean it off. Some people, excuse me, they don't clean it. They just slap the new rotor on, and that's their prerogative. They do whatever they want. But you want to make sure that the rotor is seated against there properly without any imperfections, if you will. So the rotor will sit on that hub flush, and so you don't want when you're braking, you don't want the rotor to warp or anything like that. I'm pretty sure there's other things, but I'm gonna try to clean this off as best I can. I only have a wire brush, but there's other things that you could use to clean this off to make sure that the surface is smooth. Now, you don't want to be taking metal off now, then you're going to start causing problems. Now, it doesn't look like it, but I tried to scrub off all that rust and brake, I guess, I can't remember what the actual term is, but you don't want to be inhaling that. But basically, make sure this hub face is as smooth as you can get it. I know I could have grabbed a smaller brush and scrubbed some more, but I'm not gonna waste any more time trying to scrub every nook and cranny off of that hub. So just try your best. If you want it shiny clean, hey, that's your decision to make. But obviously for educational purposes, I'm just showing you guys how to do a simple brake job. Now I got all the extra hardware, or the other hardware that I bought. You're gonna replace these boots that's gonna be on this bracket here that holds in your brake pads. You don't want to reuse stuff unless you didn't buy that stuff. You know, clean it off as best you can and reuse it. Put some lubricant on there, which there's some here. But it's best to just have all new hardware so there's no issues later on down the road while you're driving. Also, you see how it's labeled front driver side? Put it on the front driver side. Don't put it on the passenger side. Okay, you're gonna have issues driving if you're even able to drive it like that. But that's either here or say, but just pay attention to the label and put it on the correct side. I forgot to mention, but you want to remove this sliding pin from this bracket and lubricate it. But it has the old lubricant on here, so you can just clean it off. I don't have the correct cleaning rag for it, but I just grabbed some paper towels and I'm just gonna clean it off, apply the new lubricant to it, and then put it back in with the new boot. So this is the second part of the first video. I had accidentally stopped the first video, so this is just a continuation. Additionally, I put the new boots on. Also, there's, you know, people that are sticklers about getting dirty. Make sure you wear gloves. I don't really wear gloves as much as I need to, but if you don't want to get dirty, wear some gloves. Also, these are the wrong clips for your bracket, so I have to use the old ones. So I'm going to clean them off as best I can. This was not an error of mine. This was just an error of the manufacturer that makes these parts. They probably put the wrong stuff, because I was looking at them and they had these like clip locking clips, I guess, in here. I was like, those don't go to my vehicle. So I have to use the old hardware. It sucks. It happens. You know, people make mistakes. But just make sure you don't throw away or damage the old hardware in case of things like this. Now you're going to put everything in reverse order. So put your rotor back on. I'm going to take the sticker off, but yes, assemble everything as you took it off. Alright, once you got the brake pads in, you can start moving on putting on the caliper. But before you put on the caliper, you want to compress this cylinder. Now, every vehicle is different. I've seen different videos on you should do this, you should do that, like opening the master cylinder, the brake reservoir, so the lines don't bust when you compress them, or a ratcheting, or what was it? Like a ratcheting, I guess, cylinder. You don't want to just compress it. This is a single cylinder, so you can just compress it. I have an actual tool for it. I'll show you guys momentarily. So this is the tool that I have. I'm just going to use it to compress it. I'm just going to ratchet it all the way down. And so what the purpose is that is I can be able to put this caliper back on. So when I have both sides done and the wheels back on, I can pump the brakes to move this cylinder out outward so it can seat against these brake pads. Now, as I was mentioning before, you know, you have different types. You have to sometimes ratchet it in so it'll like screw inward or outward. Another one is electronically. You have to go inside the vehicle and let the computer know that you are going to be doing a brake job, so the computer will compress the cylinder for you. You have to do your research first before you start doing this, because if you don't, you're going to break something or you're going to mess something up and you're not going to have a vehicle. So please do your research. Moreover, so I'm not sure you guys can see this. These clips, make sure you put them in the right way, because when I done this, I didn't pay attention for the first time, and this clip right here was like on top. It needs to be on the bottom. So every vehicle is different, obviously. Just make sure you put it back in the way it was. And if you want to make the job a little bit easier, put these brake pads in. You can add some lubricant. I didn't add lubricant because it was fairly easy the second time around to put these back in, so I didn't really need lubricant. But it also minimizes like noise if you're like braking, but mostly like strenuous times putting these things back in. That's all. All right, you see how the cylinder is now compressed? Now you can put it back on. Now you've got the caliper back on. Now you can do the other side. Remember, this is still loose. Please do not drive off like this. Before you let the car down, apply the brakes. You can apply the brakes while the vehicle's on the ground. That's your prerogative. But just do it while it's in the air. And when you're ready to drop the vehicle, or when you're getting ready to drop the vehicle, shake it one more time just in case. And if it isn't loose and it's tight and you can't move it, then you're good. Okay? I'm sorry that I keep moving around. I'm not actually putting the camera what I'm pointing at. So when you press on the brake several times or more to compress this cylinder in here, and you get out and you do it again, shake it just to make sure this is tight, because if it's still wiggling, do not put the tire on. Just keep pumping the brakes until the cylinder compresses this rotor. Alright, we got both sides done. So now I'm going to go inside the vehicle, pump the brakes. Alright, I pumped the brakes a couple of times. Still got some looseness in there. I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit more, but the brake pedal is tight. I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit more, and then we should be good. Alright, you're going to have a little play, but as long as the cylinder is hitting your brake pads, you're okay. Let's put the tires back on. And also, all the hardware that you put on, like bolts, nuts, whatever, make sure they are tightened to spec. My vehicle is different from yours, so specs will vary. If you're going to be using an impact to tighten it down, your wheel, just put it on the lowest setting, grab a torque wrench, and tighten it to the correct spec. That's how I do it. You don't want to have it on the highest setting and then trying to tighten down your wheels and you end up snapping the stud. So please be careful of that. What else? Oh yeah, I'm missing a lug nut. I'll have to go grab a new one. But how you want to tighten down your wheel or tire is doing a star. I mean, I only have 4 lug nuts or 4 studs. So you just do it from here, here, down, up, or however you want to do it. If you have a star, you start from the bottom, go up, come down, like this and like that. And that's it. Alright, everything is tight. We're going to lower it on the ground, torque it to 90 foot-pounds for the lug nuts, and then we're going to do a, what's it called, I guess, not brake test, but you're going to be heating up your rotors to a certain temperature, and you're going to be going at a certain speed so that, I can't remember what the process is, but basically, you're just going to be driving, stopping, driving, stopping to heat up your rotors the proper way, so there's no issues later down the road. I forgot to mention this rail here where this metal is. So you want to try to put your jack on this area here where these 2 notches is. Mine, I had to put it a little bit in front of it, but it's okay as long as it's near here. I mean, every vehicle is different, so please do your research on where you have to put your jack stands. I'm just putting the jack right here so I can lift the vehicle, take the jack stand out. So this is a torque wrench. If you don't know what it is, it has it in foot-pounds. So however, how tight you want to tighten something, you can go there. We're only going to just tighten the wheels to 90 foot-pounds. Okay, it's also in Newton meters as well. Oh, you can't see that. There you go. I'm sorry that you can't see that clearly. The sun is right behind me, but you guys get the gist of it. So we're going to tighten it down to 90 foot-pounds, go for a test drive, and then see if everything is still okay, nothing's loose, and then we should be good to go. When you're tightening it, all you want to hear is one click. You don't have to do it 3 or 4 times, okay? Just get it started, and that's it. Don't go any more, don't go any less, okay? Just one click. And that is it, my friends. We completed both signs. Now we're going to do a test drive. If you found this video helpful, just let me know. If you didn't, just let me know what I could do better. I know there's probably some information that I may have missed while explaining this entire process. This job is about an hour and a half. I just did the front, so doing all 4 may take a little bit longer. Some people are a little bit faster. That's okay. We're not worried about trying to get the job done as quickly as possible. In a sense, I mean, if you are at a dealership, you want to try to get it done fast and right the first time. But yeah, if there's nothing else, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that may be.